of the NDC in charge of operations. Moose, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much, Umar.
Were you in Nima on Saturday for the election?
I was there at some point.
Okay. Now, there appears to be two issues at stake here. You, the party, you issued a statement. You said you had set up a 3-member committee to investigate the election. The president recalled the candidate over allegations of vote buying from Nigeria as Ghana's High Commissioner. Then your members of parliament, the supermajority, issued a statement saying they do not like the process that they have seen and they want the election nullified and the candidate possibly banned. Where is the position of the party now in this matter? What are you going to do, or what are you doing next?
Well, I think that basically we as a party stand by what we have started, and that was to ensure that we investigate the conduct and the various activities that prevailed on that election. That in itself stand alone as a vehement condemnation on any act which stand to undermine the rules of the party, the conduct of individuals of the party. And because these allegations largely came from the public, it will not be treated as do what used to happen in the past. And so the party has taken a firm position to investigate and prefer, if sanctions, if reforms, whatever it is, we want to know what really transpired, whether or not the conduct of the election itself can be relied upon going into the future. 2, whether or not any of the aspirants, including the members of the party within that constituency, had conducted themselves in a way that is likely to undermine the trust and confidence the people of Ghana have in us, and also members of the party who have expressed some sort of discontent as far as these matters are concerned. So it is neither here nor there for the members of parliament to then come together and take such a posturing. Here we are, a day before election. It is being alleged that even within the members of parliament, they had gone into that constituency to visit a candidate of that same election. And then you come in and you are writing petitions. So all of these will be analyzed in totality. For me, I don't see where the members of parliament and their petition will stand to persuade or influence what decision the Functional Executive Committee will take. We have been in the lead. We took a position to defend the principles of the party, to ensure that we reshape the conduct of every member of the party, to ensure that the actions that are prevalent in the party's activities are ones that are attractive to the larger society, because day in, day out, we have seen condemnations as far as suspected vote buying and inducements are concerned. And the NDC is standing out to say that, listen, we are taking responsibility of the concerns expressed by the people of Ghana. We are willing to crack the whips to ensure that it is not a conversation that keeps recurring again, but here we are dealing with it head on. That is the way to go. We know that similar things would have happened in other political parties, and they lacked the temerity and the forthrightness to deal with it. But we have gone a little bit more further. So we are waiting for the committee to come out with their report, and that report will be dealt with on its own merit. So the issues of petition from members of parliament in itself is dismissive. It has no bearing on what we are doing. It has no influence on what you are doing. Because, here we are. People are throwing fingers at members of parliament as persons who have in the past benefited from this same allegation, or whether or not it did happen. Population of our society feel that members of parliament are calling for another election to be nullified. Is it that they don't trust the electoral process?
But Bamusa,
criminal in nature?
The majority side is an important branch of your party. If that caucus says they have concerns with what they saw. For them, I mean, you seldom see a statement coming from the party signed by all regional caucus chair and also signed by the leader of the caucus. It appears they are adding them on this matter, and to the extent that they think that there was something wrong. And mind you, they are master politicians and have been in this game for long. If the thing was smelling like a duck, then it's definitely a duck, and that's why they are saying nullify it.
Well, I do believe that, yes, this is a powerful of the party. So are you saying that having these suggestions coming from members of parliament and the fact that a section of the constituency moving them of coming in their numbers to visit one aspirant in that constituency a day before the election doesn't have to sympathize the work of the party. And so once the party has spoken to the secretary,
they've gone to sympathize with the spouse. They've gone to sympathize with the spouse of their late colleague, their late former.
Exactly.
Colleague.
So I agree with that magnanimity by the majority wing of our party in parliament. But this is somebody's subjective, understanding of that visitation. And then you are coming at the back of it to make it look as if, so tomorrow if we wake up and we nullify that result, how are we going to distinguish ourselves from the fact that we have not been influenced by suspected members of parliament or the wing of our party in parliament, the very powerful wing, who is being accused of having gone into that constituency to visit one person? How are we able to deal with the biases around it? So for me, I think that the party's position is firm, is devoid of any influence. Nobody can influence the position of the party. The people who are leading the committee to investigate are of full capacity and eminence to be able to come out with an objective finding. That alone is enough for us to look at the issue on its merits, determine what we will do, and going into the future, how to ensure that the NDC is not again in the news, being, a topic of vote inducement and vote buying. At least we should find more modest ways of conducting our elections, perhaps more crucial ways of examining candidates and people and how they conduct themselves during our primary, so that our party is not in the public domain for these wrong reasons into the future. So we are very committed as to what we want to do. We know what we are about, and that will certainly be done at the end of the day when we have an appreciation of what the findings are from the committee.
I interviewed Musa Ali a short while ago. He's a NDC communications officer for the constituency. He says on behalf of the NDC executives there, the majority side should simply mind their business because they were not on the ground and cannot attempt to influence what has happened there. Is that a position that you are supporting based on what you have said so far?
So when you open the Pandora box, then you'd have some of these things coming from and it makes it more difficult to arrive at a conclusion, because for me, the petition from members of parliament is unwarranted in the first place, but it has happened. It will not be the reason why the party will not proceed to determine this issue to its conclusive end. The party is determined, the general secretary of the party is determined. Consultatively, we are going to go into the merits of the issues. We want to, in totality, say to the people of Ghana that we are willing to protect, to preserve the sanctity of the trust that they have in us. As a political party that makes do with the rule of law and willing to reform how we do our things with new standards going into the future.
But the way you are speaking, it sounds as if you actually endorse what happened on Saturday and you want Baba Jamal to proceed to be the candidate of the NDC, despite, so first of all, the president has recalled him. The OSP says he's investigating. I have a statement from Transparency International Ghana, which is excited about the majority's position. In fact, if you look at the statement that the party issued, not the party, Transparency International issued, I'm looking at the second page. It says that Transparency International Ghana particularly welcomes a call by the majority caucus in parliament that the primary held in Ayawaso East constituency be annulled, and that any candidate who participated and has been found culpable in this unethical conduct be banned from taking part in subsequent primaries. These are people who know the workings of corruption and they can see it or smell it from afar. And they think that what happened over the weekend was pure vote buying, and they think that the election be annulled. You don't agree?
We squarely stand with everyone in this matter, and because I speak on behalf of the General Secretary, who himself is clothed with the authority to peruse these decisions and its outcome, it is not for us to take stage. We are only saying and defending our position so that no one's suggestion jeopardizes our independence and neutrality as far as it is expected of us as a body. And I'm saying that we are going to go strictly by what we have started. At least I have the instruction to indicate that we are committed to the committee and its work. We will wait for the committee to finish its work, present its report. And I can assure you that the issues in the report will be looked at meritoriously to its conclusion without being influenced by any external actions that makes, questions our neutrality and our ability to take decisions independently.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's Mustafa Gbande, his Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. So you heard him saying there that they will defer and wait for the committee to do its work. That committee is a 3-member committee. It was first supposed to be chaired by Mahama Ayariga, who is a majority leader. But after he issued a statement with his colleagues saying that the election be annulled, his position as chairman became untenable, and the party replaced him with a seasoned lawmaker and lawyer, former member of parliament for Tamale Central, the Honorable Alhaji Yunusa Fuseni. So he's chairman of that committee. He's joined us on the line now.